Let's just try this one. How about that? How are we doing now? That looks a bit better, doesn't it? Can you all hear me now? I can see things moving up and down here. I think this might be because my microphone had a bit of an update. Let's see. Jump in the chat, please. Let me know. Does that sound any better? Yes, there we go. Welcome, everybody. It's the Big Quiz Night In. We're here, we're live, and sometimes technical things happen. Never mind. But we are working now. All systems go. And thank you for confirming so in the chat. So, hello once again to Pinky and the Brain. Good evening, Gabby. Hope you're both doing well. We've got Sue and the Donuts in the chat. We also have Chris and Erica here as well. It's been a while, guys. I hope you're doing good. And yeah, I'm very pleased that's resolved quickly. Yeah, it did an update. It did its usual thing of updating just before I had to come on live. And that's one thing that clearly needed to change. Anyway, we're here now. So the first thing we do, as always, is we're going to go to our kids question. So that's going to kick off the show. Is it going to be my son, my daughter? Is it going to be both of them? You will find out in just a moment. If you get their question correct, though, you will get bonus points that you can allocate to your team scores in the upcoming quiz rounds we do after that. Following the 3 usual quiz rounds of varying subjects and some different subjects we've not done before on the show tonight, we're then going to do 2 game show rounds, and those game show rounds will be the usual Our Survey Says, Family Fortunes style round, and catchphrase as well. I'm very excited to see how you get on with the catchphrase ones in particular tonight. So, with that said, let's go over to the first question then of the evening, which comes to us, of course, from the kids. Let's see who's going to be joining us tonight. Right then, we've got Abby joining us today. Right, okay, so I'm going to bring up a question on screen. This is one of the few times I'll ask you to put anything in the comments. For the main 3 rounds, of course, we don't do that, but I'll explain that when we get to it, for those who don't know. Yes, there comes the chat. Who have we got here? Emma and Alex are here as well. Fantastic. Glad you could join us again. The Jawas, I love it. I'm all for Star Wars references. Always wearing a Star Wars t-shirt. I don't know if you can see it properly tonight, but anyway, I'm normally wearing something Star Wars. Right, let's bring up the question. Guess in the comments. Abby's going to read it out. Let's see how you go. Here we go.
In what year was the first Stranger Things series released? Was it A, 2016, B, 2017, C, 2018, or D, 2019?
Okay, so have a guess in the chat. What do you think it is? A, B, C, or D? And whoever gets it right can have themselves a bonus point to allocate towards any of the upcoming 3 quiz rounds we go through later on.
I was very happy about this question because I'm a huge Stranger Things lover.
Yes, you've been watching that, haven't you, over the last few months? Been binging it, haven't we?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, not quite completed the whole thing yet, have we? Haven't finished all of season 4. No.
Episode
7?
No, I think
6 or 7.
It's 6 or 7. Yeah.
Well,
they're getting really long.
We've got some guesses then in the chat. Let's see. We've got Chris saying 2017, Eric saying 2019, Sue and the Donuts saying C, that's 2018, Gabby saying A, that's Pinky in the Brain, Emma's saying 2017, Ed's in the chat as well, he's saying D, 2019. Right, okay, that's plenty of guesses. Let's see who's got the right answer then. So I'll bring up the answer on screen now and we'll see who's getting bonus points because we've got a real mix here. Right, the answer is...
A.
2016, the first series was. Yeah, I didn't think it was that long ago either, but it is. So that means the only people who have got bonus points...
Gabby.
It's Gabby, which means it's Pinky and the Brain. Yeah, that's their team name.
One?
They're the only ones, I think. Let me check. A, D, 2017, C, 2019. It's just Gabby. Yeah, just
Bravo.
Pinky and the Brain. Wow. Good effort. All right, okay. There you go. That's Abby's question for the evening then on Stranger Things. And thank you very much, as always.
Yes.
Say goodbye to everybody then.
Goodbye.
Okay, well, I'm sure we'll see her next time as well. Take care. You're getting in the shower now, are you?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. All right. That's it then for Abby, and we'll move on to our next round. I'm back with you then, guys. So, as always, the countdown conundrum's on the screen there. If you can work out your countdown conundrum, you get 2 extra points at the end of this round. I'll reveal what it is at the end, so don't guess in the comments for this or for anything else until later on in the evening. So, your first round tonight is an A or B round, which means I'm going to give you 2 choices for every single question, and you just need to guess, is it A or B of those 2 choices, which means it's entirely possible that you could get 100% right in this first round tonight. Any other comments? Yes, Sue and Donuts just saying goodbye to Abby. Yes, she does love helping out, so thank you for your support and for entertaining us with that one. So let's start then this round. So for this round and the next 2 rounds, if you're new to watching the quiz, all you need to do is make a note of your answers your side. Don't put anything in the comments related to the answers. Keep chatting away by all means. And then at the end of the round, you can ask me to repeat any questions. I'll then go through the real answers and you can mark your own score. And let me know in the comments what your score was. I'll give you a shout out. And if you've got a funny pub quiz team name, for those of you who are new and didn't know you could do this, let me know your team name and then your score and I'll give you all a shout out. We celebrate with those who do well, we commiserate with those who don't do so well, but really it doesn't matter too much because we are just here to have some fun. Okay? Right. With that said, this is an A or B round. Question number 1. Which contains oysters, devils on horseback, or angels on horseback? That is question number 1. Which contains oysters, devils on horseback, or angels on horseback? Question number 2. Who was born first, John Lennon or Paul McCartney? Who was born first, John Lennon or Paul McCartney? Was it A or B? Question number 3 now. Question 3. Who worked for the police force, Jane Torville or Christopher Dean? Who once worked for the police force, Jane Torville or Christopher Dean? Again, for anybody new that's watching, the countdown conundrum is a proper word, okay? That's what we're looking for. Just 1 9-letter word, just like in the show. 2 extra points if you get that right. Question 4. Which is the heavier weight in boxing? Is it bantam or feather? Which is the heavier weight in boxing? Is it bantam or feather? Okay. Question number 5 now. Which is the elbow extensor? Which is the elbow extensor, triceps or biceps? Which is the elbow extensor, triceps or biceps? Choose one. This next question, I am going to put the choices in the chat just so you can see how they're spelt, because I might say them wrong, okay? It's a really interesting question, but I am going to put the choices in the chat so you can see how they're spelt, just to help things out here, okay? I try my best with these things. Right, there we go. They're ready to go now. Question 6. Which of the following is a sea monster? The Scylla, Scylla, or the Charybdis? Just going to put that in the chat now. That is how they're spelt. Which of those is a sea monster? Scylla, Scylla, or the Charybdis, or Charybdis? And that's in the chat, Charybdis. Which is a sea monster of those 2? Tricky question, that one. Okay. Question number 7 now. Question number 7. Which was the guitarist between Chaz and Dave? Which was the guitarist between Chaz and Dave? One was a pianist, but which one was the guitarist? Chaz or Dave? Okay. Next question, number 8. Which one is a milk liquid, curds or whey? Which is the milk liquid, curds or whey? Choose one. Okay. Your next question is about music. Question number 9. Most UK number 1 hits. Which of the following has the most UK number 1 hits? The Spice Girls or Oasis? It was very close between the two. Who has the most UK number 1 hits? The Spice Girls or Oasis? Choose one. Okay, question 10 now. Question 10. Which of the following is a floating wreckage? Flotsam or jetsam? Which of the following is a floating wreckage? Flotsam or jetsam? Okay, your next one is question 11. Which of the following is closer to London, Amsterdam or Paris? Which of the following is closer to London, Amsterdam or Paris? Given the nature of these questions, and it's quite quick and it's either A or B, there's actually more than 15 questions in this round. Okay, we've got 25 in total we could go through, so we'll see how we go for time, but we should be all right. So lots of extra points up for grabs in this round. Normally our question rounds are 15 questions, just to put it into context, but given how quick these ones are, I've got a few more. Okay, question 12 in our A or B round. Which has the most moons, Pluto or Mars? Which has the most moons, Pluto or Mars? It also means you've got extra time to think about the countdown conundrum. Does anybody have it yet? Some of you may have got it already. Don't say what it is, but you can let me know if you think you've already got it. All right, question 13. Who wrote the music between Rodgers and Hammerstein? Who wrote the music between Rodgers and Hammerstein? That's question 13. Okay, question 14 now. Question 14. Who has a circular aerial from the Teletubbies? Is it Dipsy or Poe? Who has the circular aerial from the Teletubbies? Is it Dipsy or Poe? We did some kids TV themed catchphrase pictures in last week's quiz for those who weren't here. Just reminded me of that. A couple of my favourites were in there growing up, and a couple of older ones as well. It was good fun. They got them pretty quickly, if I remember rightly. Although I think you tripped up a bit on the Thundercats one, if I remember. Yeah. All good. A little bit different for this one this evening. See how well you do when we get to that point. Right, question 15. Which stadium has the highest capacity between Villa Park and Goodison Park? Right. Which stadium has the highest capacity between Villa Park and Goodison Park? Question 16 now. Let's keep on going. Which one is right, port or starboard? Which one is right, port or starboard? Question 17 now. Question 17. Which one is the circular gear, rack or pinion? Which one is the circular gear, rack or pinion? Okay, next question. Which came first between the following shows? They both started in the 80s, but which one came first? Casualty or Home and Away? Which TV show came first from the 80s? Casualty or Home and Away? Okay, your next question then is question number 19. Oh, sorry, question 18. No, 19 is 19. Yeah, question 19. Which has scored, or who has scored, the most international goals? Robbie Keane or Bobby Charlton? Who scored the most international goals? Is it Robbie Keane or Bobby Charlton? Choose one. Question 20 now. Question 20. Who died first from the Shakespearean play, Romeo or Juliet? Spoiler alert. Who died first, Romeo or Juliet? Question 21 now. 21. Which grows downwards, stalagmite or stalactite? Which grows downwards, stalagmite or stalactite? Okay, hope you're all keeping up. Question 22 now. 22. Which has the most episodes between Only Fools and Horses and LOLO? Which has the most episodes between Only Fools and Horses and LOLO? Okay, your next question, question 23. Which one is female, yin or yang? Which is female between yin and yang? I didn't even realise that's what they meant, to be honest, until I looked into these questions. Yin and yang, which one is female? Question 24 now, our penultimate question for this round. Which went into service first, the Supermarine Spitfire or the Hawker Hurricane? Which went into service first, the Supermarine Spitfire or the Hawker Hurricane? Choose one. And finally, question 25. Who has been Oscar nominated the most times between Al Pacino and Jack Nicholson? Who has been Oscar nominated the most times between Al Pacino and Jack Nicholson? That's the last question in this mammoth A or B round. Let me know now if you need any of these repeated. There's quite a few that we've gone through there, but do let me know. I'm happy to do any repeats you need. And then we'll go through the answers and we'll see how well you did. Don't forget to have a go at the Countdown Conundrum as well. And then we've got 2 more quiz rounds in this sort of style to go. We've got a dinosaurs round and a famous addresses round. Again, 2 different subjects that I don't think we've ever covered on the show, if I remember rightly. We might have done a famous addresses one before. Maybe. But this is something new. So, yeah, let's see how you get on. Appreciating there is 25 of those to think about. You may or may not need repeats, so I will pad out just for another minute to see if there's any comments that come in. See if you need those repeats. A reminder to everybody and to let anybody new watching know, if you click the link that's in the description, it will take you to all the places where you can support me and what I do here on Big Quiz Night In. So that includes all the usual social media places. You can follow me and consume other quiz content, all available for free, and of course on Patreon as well. Next week is our Patreon quiz night. So that won't be on Facebook Live. That's purely for those who support me on Patreon. Do click the link again and see what that is if it's something you're interested in, because we do a totally different quiz night, game show kind of approach, the last Tuesday of every month. Okay, that's all that's about. Okay, all right. I'm going to go through some answers, I think. Not had any requests for repeats in, so A or B, 1 point for each. Let's see how many you got. Which contains oysters? For question number 1, it is Angels on Horseback. For question 2, John Lennon was born first. For question 3, who worked for the police force? That was Christopher Dean. For question 4, which is the heavier weight in boxing? It is featherweight. Question 5, the elbow extensor is your tricep. Question 6, the sea monster is a Scylla, Scylla. Question 7, the guitarist in Chaz and Dave was Dave. Chaz was the pianist. Question 8, curds or whey, which is the milk liquid? It is whey. Curds, therefore, is the milk solids. Question 9, most UK number 1 hits between the Spice Girls and Oasis. With 9 to 8, it is the Spice Girls. Question 10, which one is a floating wreckage? It is Flotsam. Question 11, which is closer to London, Amsterdam or Paris? It's Paris. 223 miles for Amsterdam, 212 for Paris. Excuse me, can I say A or B, please? I absolutely can. Yeah, I'll do both. Okay, so question 1 is B, Angels on Horseback. Question 2 is A, that's John Lennon. Question 3 is B, Christopher Dean. Question 4, B, feather. Question 5 is A, triceps. Question 6 is A, Scylla. Question 7 is B, Dave. Question 8 is B, whey. Question 9 is A, Spice Girls. Question 10 is A, Flotsam. Question 11 is B for Paris. Question 12, which has the most moons? That is A, Pluto. Question 13, who wrote the music? That is A, Rogers wrote the music in Rodgers and Hammerstein. Question 14, the circular aerial was B, Poe had the circular aerial. Question 15, which stadium has the highest capacity? It is A, Villa Park. Question 16, which one is right? Port or starboard? It is B, starboard. Question 17, which one is a circular gear, rack or pinion? It's B, which was pinion. Rack's linear, pinion is circular. Question 18, which came first, casualty or home and away? It is casualty, so that's A. Question 19, was it Robbie Keane or Bobby Charlton that scored the most international goals? It is Robbie Keane, A. Question 20, who died first between Romeo and Juliet? It is A, Romeo died first. 21, which grows downwards? That's B, stalactites, they grow downwards. 22, the most episodes was B, LOLO. So that was 85 episodes compared to 71 for Only Fools. 23, which one is female, yin or yang? It is yin, that's A. 24, which went into service first? It's the Hawker Hurricanes, that's B. And finally, 25, the Oscar-nominated question, was it Al Pacino or Jack Nicholson? It is B. Jack Nicholson has been nominated the most times. Okay, so again, if you want me to go over any of those again, let me know. Drop me a comment. If not, tally up your scores, and I will tell you now. The answer for the Countdown Conundrum is computing. Computing to get you 2 extra points. You can, of course, for Pinky and the Brain, the only team to get the question right at the start from Abby, you can use your bonus point here if you want to. The first one again was B, Angels on Horseback, for Emma there. Angels on Horseback. Option B is the one that contains oysters. Tally up your scores. Let me know how you got on. Okay, scores are coming in. Thank you. Donuts have got themselves 19 points. Good job there. That's yeah. So 1 point for each. So 25 plus 2 if you got the Countdown Conundrum. 18 plus 2 for the Blackpool Bar Stewards. That's 20 points in total. Well done. Thank you, Eric. That's a good score again. Next up, let's see who else wants to submit their scores before we move on to our dinosaurs round. That's dinosaurs, fact or fiction. Anything goes that's just connected to the theme of dinosaurs. Let's see. And I'll be moving on to that round in a bit, but of course the chat stays on screen for me and for you, so we shall see any more comments that come in. It's perfectly fine if people don't want to put their scores in the chat. I'm just saying. Emma and Alex the Jawas, you've got yourselves 19 points. Lovely score, well done. We will have other Countdown Conundrums as well. One for each of the next 2 rounds. 14 plus 2 for Pinky in the Brain. Not our best. You're saving the Abby bonus point, I take it then, for one of our subsequent rounds. That's fine. Any more, please do put them in the chat. I'm going to move on to the next round now, but we'll, of course, still give you that shout out. Let's move on to round number 2. And, yes, but yeah, still put your scores in the comments if you haven't done it yet. That's fine. The next round is a dinosaurs round. The Countdown Conundrum's on screen now. Brand new 9-letter word. So good luck working that one out. And we're going to go through 15 questions, all connected to the theme of dinosaurs. So let's see how you get on there. Now, 15 questions, 1 point for each correct answer. This is a more traditional round that you'll all be used to as regulars who watch this show. I think there's 30 points in total for this round across the 15 questions. So let's see how well you do. Millie's just jumped in the chat. Sorry, I'm late. You're just in time for round 2. We're talking dinosaurs, okay? Excuse me, I've got a bit of a tickly throat today, it seems. Perfect timing, of course. Right, question number 1. Which Michael Crichton novel was set on the Isla Nublar in the Pacific Ocean? Which Michael Crichton novel was set on the Isla Nublar in the Pacific Ocean? Hopefully that's a relatively easy one for starters. You can imagine this particular thing is going to crop up quite a lot in this round. Okay. Question number 2 now. Question 2. Which dinosaur names translate into English as three-horned face, thunder lizard, and tyrant lizard king? Which dinosaur names translate into English as three-horned face, thunder lizard, and tyrant lizard king? One point for each. There's 3 points available there. Question number 3. 2 points to the nearest team for this one, or rather 2 points if you are one of the nearest, meaning let's see how close you can be, because if anybody gets it exactly right, then you're immediately getting yourself 2 points. Anyway, the question is, approximately how long ago did dinosaurs become extinct? So to the nearest million. Approximately how long ago did dinosaurs become extinct? I'm going to say 2 points if you got it exactly right. How many to the nearest million? If you're exactly right, you can give yourself 2 points. If you're within 1 million either side, you get 1 point for being close. I think that's how we'll do this particular question. So you've got a chance at points there, even if you're not quite exactly right. So how long ago, approximately, so to the nearest million, did dinosaurs become extinct? Question 4. For 1 point, which Friends character worked with dinosaurs? Which Friends character worked with dinosaurs? Okay, question number 5 now. Question 5. What ability did the Ichthyosaurus have that most other dinosaurs didn't? What ability did the Ichthyosaurus have that most other dinosaurs didn't? Question number 6. This one's for 4 points. Mark Bolan's band T-Rex had 4 UK #1 hit singles. Name them for 1 point each. Mark Bolan's band T-Rex had 4 UK #1 hit singles. Name them for 1 point each. See, I told you it was just connected to the theme of dinosaurs, yeah? You will get a bit more thinking time, of course, when we get to the end of the round, especially if anybody wants to ask me to repeat any questions, so just bear that in mind. Question 7. What was the name of Fred Flintstone's pet Dogosaurus? What was the name of Fred Flintstone's pet Dogosaurus? Of course that's what it was. Makes so much sense now. Question 8. What caused dinosaurs to become extinct? What caused dinosaurs to become extinct? Question number 9. This one's for 3 more points. Put these dinosaurs into the correct order with the largest in size first. Stegosaurus, Brachiosaurus, Spinosaurus. Put these dinosaurs into the correct order with the largest in size first. Stegosaurus, Brachiosaurus, and Spinosaurus. Okay, so that's question number 9. We move on now to question 10. Which creature was dubbed King of the Monsters on film? Which creature was dubbed King of the Monsters on film? We do like our monster movies in this house, has to be said. But which creature was dubbed King of the Monsters on film? Question 11. What does the word dinosaur mean in English? What does the word dinosaur mean in English? Question 12 now. Question 12. Which came first, the Jurassic or the Triassic period? Which came first, the Jurassic or the Triassic period? Question 13. What is the name of someone who has qualified to study dinosaurs? which is why I didn't mention it for the Friends question earlier, because it's the same job. What is the name of someone who has qualified to study dinosaurs? Okay, question 14 now for 3 points. Which dinosaurs' names translate into English as swift robber, wingfinger, and double-beamed lizard? Which dinosaur names translate into English as swift robber, wingfinger, and double-beamed lizard? 1 point for each. Okay, and your final question, this is worth 6 points. So for as many of them as you can guess, 6 points in total. Name as many of the 6 types of dinosaur that made their movie debuts in the 1993 film version of Jurassic Park. Name as many of the 6 types of dinosaurs that made their movie debut in the original Jurassic Park. So 1 point for each. There were 6 in total. Let's see how many of those you can guess correctly. I'll give you a little bit of thinking time for that one, of course. If you have any questions you want me to repeat, let me know again in the comments for that. And don't forget to work on that countdown conundrum. Another 9-letter word. Let's see if you can get 2 extra bonus points there. Yes, question 14 again, I can repeat. Okay, so which dinosaur names translate into English as swift robber, wingfinger, and double-beamed lizard? Which dinosaur names translate into English as swift robber, wingfinger, and double-beamed lizard? $12 and $13 for the donuts, no problem. Okay, question 12 was, which came first, the Jurassic or the Triassic period? And question 13, what is the name of someone who has qualified to study dinosaurs? That is 12 and 13. Any more for any more? Last chance. Last chance if you want any more repeats before I go through the answers for this round. I mentioned it earlier on, but next week is a Patreon quiz. The week after, I will say this at the end as well. The week after next, I'm going to take the week off because I'm off on leave anyway for work, school holidays and all that. So this is the last Facebook quiz night for 2 weeks. Okay? Just so you know. Patreon's on next week though. We're going to do Blockbusters and Jeopardy. Almost finished with all that, so that's good. Should be good fun. Been a while since we've done Jeopardy in particular. It's good fun. Or at least our version of it. It's not strictly the same, but the same kind of layout that I share on screen. Okay, I'm going to go through the answers then. Let's see how well you did. And I will reveal the Countdown Conundrum answer as well once we get to the end. So this is your last chance to work that out as well. Question 1, the novel that's set on Isla Nublar in the Pacific Ocean is the original Jurassic Park. Question 2, the dinosaur names that translate into English as three-horned face, thunder lizard, and tyrant king are Triceratops, Brontosaurus, and Tyrannosaurus rex. Question 3, approximately how long ago did dinosaurs become extinct? If you put 65 million years ago, you get 2 points. If you said 64 or 66, you get 1 point. If you said anything else, I'm afraid you do not get any points. Question 4, which Friends character worked with dinosaurs? That is Ross Geller. Question 5, what ability did the Ichthyosaurus have that most other dinosaurs didn't? It could swim. Question 6. Mark Bolan's band T-Rex had 4 UK #1 hit singles. Name them for 1 point each. Hot Love, Get It On, Metal Guru, and Telegram Sam. Question 7. What was the name of Fred Flintstone's pet Dogosaurus? It was Dino. Question 8. What caused dinosaurs to become extinct? It was an asteroid strike. Question 9. Put the dinosaurs into the correct order with the largest in size first. The 3 I gave you were Stegosaurus, Brachiosaurus and Spinosaurus, but largest first, Brachiosaurus, then Spinosaurus, then Stegosaurus. 1 point for each that's in the correct order, okay? Question 10. King of the monsters on film was Godzilla. Question 13. What does the word dinosaur mean in English? It is terrible lizard. Question 12. Which came first, the Jurassic or Triassic period? It is the Triassic period. Question 13. What's the name of someone who was qualified to study dinosaurs? It's a paleontologist. Question 14. The dinosaur names translated into English as Swift Robber, Wingfinger and Double-Beamed Lizard. Swift Robber is a velociraptor, Wingfinger is a pterodactyl, and Double-Beamed Lizard is a diplodocus or diplodocus, depending on where you're from. And finally, question 15. The 6 different dinosaurs that featured in the original Jurassic Park film: T-Rex, Velociraptors, Brachiosaurus, Triceratops, Dilophosaurus, and Gallimimus. For 6 points. Again, if you need anything repeated there, let me know. Obviously, I can't see what you've written down, so I'm not going to mark you down for spelling. I probably wouldn't anyway, even if we were in the pub. So don't worry about that, as long as it's close enough. The answer for the Countdown Conundrum, coming your way now, is deposited. 2 extra points if you got that, and of course Pinky in the Brain, if you're going to use your Abby bonus, now is the time, but you could save it if you wanted to for the last question round. Famous addresses coming up next. Let me know your team scores and let's see how well you've done in our second round of the evening, all about dinosaurs. And then we shall move on. Here we go. There's some scores coming in. Blackpool Bar Stewards then 22. That's a good score. +2, so 24 in total. Very good. The Donuts scored 23. Luckily, our son joined us. Amazing. Wow, that's great. You've got a bit of extra help there in your quiz team. Nothing wrong with that. Emma and Alex, they've got themselves 18 points. Well done to the Jawas there. 18 points. Any more for any more? Let me know in the comments before we move on. Well, you don't have to let me know before we move on. You can let me know after we moved on if you like. I just like seeing your comments there. Oh, Millie, you only got 9. That's fine. 9 valuable points. I'm sure if you had a team of people around you, you would have smashed it with those 9 and all the others they could help you with. Gabby says, Pink in the Brain got 24 +2, saving the Abby bonus for the next round. Okay, all right. Let's see if that's a wise decision or not then, I wonder. But 24 +2, fantastic score. Good stuff. All right, any more, please do let me know. But we're going to move on to the next quiz round then, which is famous addresses. So 15 questions on real or fictional famous addresses, and the people or characters or groups that may or may not live there. All right, let's see how you go with this one then. But do keep those comments coming in. So question number 1. The Simpsons family live in which street in Springfield, USA? the Simpsons family live in which street in Springfield, USA? Question number 2. Which detective lived at 56B Whitehaven Mansions in London? Which detective lived at 56B Whitehaven Mansions in London? Question number 3 now. Fred and Rosemary West committed their crimes in which Gloucester street? Fred and Rosemary West committed their crimes in which Gloucester street? Question number 4 then. Which children's TV character lived at 124 Conk Street in Bikini Bottom? Which children's TV character lived at 124 Conk Street in Bikini Bottom? I have a feeling if I'd have left it at 124 Conk Street, more of you would have struggled. I reckon, anyway. Question number 5 now. Question 5. Which English village is home to Miss Marple? Which English village is home to Miss Marple? Right, question number 6 now. Question 6. Whose current work address is 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue? Whose current work address is 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue? Question number 7 now. Question 7. Which TV family lived at number 1 Cemetery Lane in New Jersey? Should say which TV and film family, really. It's been both. I'll give you that much as a clue. Which TV and film family lived at number 1 Cemetery Lane in New Jersey? Okay, question 8 now. Question 8. Which secret society is based at 12 Grimald Place in London? Which secret society is based at 12 Grimald Place in London? 12 Grimald Place. Name the secret society. Okay, question number 9 now. Question 9. Which well-known couple lived at 62 West Wallaby Street in Wigan? Which well-known couple lived at 62 West Wallaby Street in Wigan? Question number 10 now. Question 10. What was Tony and Cherie Blair's London address in 1998? What was Tony and Cherie Blair's London address in 1998? All right, question 11 now. Question 11. Which family owned the property at 32 Windsor Gardens in Maida Vale? Which family owned the property at 32 Windsor Gardens in Maida Vale? Question number 12 now. Question 12. How did Peter Pan give Wendy directions to his home? How did Peter Pan give Wendy directions to his home? Question 13 now. Question 13. Which street was home to the main characters on Desperate Housewives? Which street was home to the main characters on Desperate Housewives? Right, question 14 now. Question 14. Which TV family lived at 633 Stag Trail Road, North Caldwell, New Jersey? Which TV family lived at 633 Stag Trail Road, North Caldwell, New Jersey? And finally, question 15, your last question in our famous addresses round. Which musical acts had the original UK singles charts with Baker Street, Warwick Avenue, and Heartache Avenue? Which musical acts had the original UK singles chart hits with Baker Street, Warwick Avenue, and Heartache Avenue? That's for 3 points. Let me know if you need any of those questions repeated, as per usual. And then we'll go through the answers. And we'll then move on to our game shows round. So we've got our survey says family fortune style question. We'll see how quickly you can get all the answers for that one. And then we've got 3 different catchphrase pictures to go through as well to finish off our quiz this evening. So let's see how you go. Just to update you all on one other thing. You might know, those of you in the Top Fan Facebook group, which anybody's welcome to join as long as you watch the live shows before. I share quizzes on a social audio app called Lima, which is short recordings, audio recordings of quizzes. Unfortunately, there is a bug in the app since Android's last update, which basically means I can't post anything anymore until that is fixed. They are aware of it. I reported it to them and they said that, yeah, it's a problem with the new Android update, so they have to update their app to match what Android have changed certain security settings to and whatnot. So it's a bit of an annoying thing because it means I can't post anything there. But I have got some saved up ready to post, so you'll have them shared as usual as and when. In the meantime, I'm still, of course, posting on TikTok, so do feel free to follow me there for more regular quiz content if you need to, or if you have that app. So I'll put some more links to those over the next few days, I'm sure. Okay, all right. No requests came in for repeats, so I'm going to go through the answers now. Yeah, nothing's come in. Good. Okay, question number 1. The Simpsons family live in which street in Springfield, USA? It is Evergreen Terrace. Question 2. Which detective lived at 56B Whitehaven Mansions? That's Hercule Poirot. Just Poirot was enough, of course. Question 3. For the Fred and Rosemary West question, that was Cromwell Street. Question 4. The children's TV character that lived at 124 Conk Street is SpongeBob SquarePants. Question 5. Which English village is home to Miss Marple? It is St Mary Mead. Question 6. Whose current work address is 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue? That is the address of the White House, so the answer is Joe Biden. Question 7. Which TV family lived at number 1 Cemetery Lane in New Jersey? It is the Addams family. Question 8. The secret society that's based at 12 Grimmauld Place in London, the Order of the Phoenix. Question 9. Which well-known couple live at 62 West Wallaby Street in Wigan? That is Wallace and Gromit. All of these so far are 1-point answers, by the way. Question 10, for another point. What was Tony and Cherie Blair's London address in 1998? They lived at 11 Downing Street because Gordon Brown lived at number 10 as he had a smaller family. So 11 Downing Street for Tony Blair and Cherie. Question 11. Which family owned the property at 32 Windsor Gardens in Maida Vale? It is the Brown family from Paddington Bear. Question 12. Peter Pan gave Wendy directions to his home by saying, second star to the right and straight on till morning. Question 13. Desperate Housewives. The answer for this one is Wisteria Lane. Question 14. The TV family that lived at 633 Stag Trail Road, North Caldwell, New Jersey. The Sopranos. And finally, question 15. Which musical acts had the original UK singles chart hits with Baker Street, Warwick Avenue and Heartache Avenue? Jerry Rafferty sang about Baker Street, Duffy sang Warwick Avenue, and the Maisonettes sang Heartache Avenue. I'm going to have one of those songs in my head now for the rest of the evening. Okay, so the answer to the Countdown Conundrum, the final one of the evening, is appealing. I feel like that was the toughest one of the night. I'll be interested to see how many of you got it. Tally up your scores as always. Let me know how you got on in the comments, and then we will move on to our game shows rounds. Okay, so let's see how well you go with those ones. Game show rounds are coming up next. Our survey says and catchphrase coming up very soon. But right now I want to know the scores, and remember the bonus point for Pinky in the Brain for getting that question right at the start. Donuts have got 12 points for that one. Not too happy about that. Oh. I mean, there's not that many more points available, to be honest. What is it? It's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There's only like 17 points, so 12 is pretty good. Only 7 plus 2 equals 9 for the Blackpool Bar Stewards. So you got the Countdown Conundrum. Well done. Oh, man. Emma says, the toughest round of the night. Glad I got all of the anagrams, so including that, we only got 6. Okay, it's all right. Hopefully some of this you'll stick in your head, and the next time it comes up in quizzes, you might remember some of it. Gabby says, Pinky in the Brain have got 10 plus 2 plus that Abby bonus. Maybe they were right to save it for this round, I think. So 13 points in total. Well done. Right, you can still, of course, keep commenting. I am going to move on now to our Survey Says round. So, for this round then, a question will appear on screen. You need to work out what you think the top 5 answers were from this survey question. Just the top 5 for this question this week. I do mix them up, but this time we've only got the 5 top answers we're looking for. We're not talking about the only answers that were provided. I just want you to work out what the top 5 were. 100 people were surveyed. What were the top answers given to this question? And you can guess away in the comments, okay? And then I'll reveal who's got them correct. So guess one at a time, or put one guess in at a time when you comment, please. The question is, name something you need in your house in case of a power cut. I think you'll get this one. I think you'll get this pretty quickly. It's pretty poignant because at some point across the UK, we might be experiencing some blackouts, if rumours are to be believed. So make sure you've got all of these things is basically what I'm saying, okay? Yeah, some good guesses coming in. I like some of these. Okay, great stuff. Right, let's see how we go with these then. So, Emma has gone with, or Emma and Alex have gone with candles, and Chris and Eric are both saying candles as well. So candles is obviously going to be there. Let's see whereabouts it is in the list, though. I just need to adjust my screen here. So, candles, where is it in the list? It's number 3. Candles is number 3. Gabby says matches. Does anybody else say matches so far? No, just Gabby. Okay, where's matches in the list then? Is it there? It is there. That's the second most popular answer. We have got board games being guessed, and there's another one as well I can see there. So board games, is board games there? I mean, you should have them in. You should. But it's not there, I'm afraid. Good guess. Now, Torch. I think we all know where this is going. Torch is the other guess I'm seeing in the comments. That is the top answer. Very quick, very good. Now, have more guesses. Let's see how long it takes you to work out the remainder. Emma, you've guessed. Emma likes to go with a lighter. I'm going to say I'd class that under matches. If you'd have said lighter instead, I would have just said I've got matches there, but a way to make fire. We'll count that as one answer. A camping stove. Is that there? Camping stove? It's not there. Any more guesses then? What else would be helpful to have in the event of a power cut? Let's see. Okay, we've got... Oh, warm blanket. That's an interesting one. Not there, though. Not there. A power bank. Have we got a power bank there? I'm going to say we do because number 4 in the list is batteries. So, yes, any kind of way of giving power to something, we will class there as answer number 4. So, batteries or a power bank. Essentially, that's a big battery anyway, right? So well done, you can have a point for that one. What about the last one then? Think more about... we've got a guess of a flask there. Is a flask the right one? No. Flask isn't there. Okay, Millie's gone with mobile phone. I've got to be careful because the two different screens I've got that show the chat are not reflecting of each other. They're not the same. Silly old Facebook, eh? But I can see that Millie's gone with mobile phone. That's popped up on screen. Let's see. Is that the last one in the list or not? Charge devices. I think we can class a mobile phone as a charge device. You definitely want to make sure you keep your phone charged in the event of a power cut, just in case. Not to mention the fact it could be at least a torch for you. If you haven't got a torch, you can use your flash, can't you? So charge device finishes off that question. Got it pretty quickly. I had a feeling that you would. But that's good because that gives us plenty of time now to move on to the catchphrase round, which I'm quite excited to see how you do. I've just seen a load more guesses come in the chat. So I'm sorry if I missed, and if anybody else said anything. Yeah, portable radio, gas hob, flask, they're all good guesses. Unfortunately, though, as you can see there, it was charge devices, so tablet or mobile phone, anything like that, I would have given you the point for. Okay, so for catchphrases then, I'm going to give you a question. You need to guess in the comments what the answer is, and then you, if you get it correct first, will be the first person to have a guess at what is behind the board here, the catchphrase board here. There is a theme, and they are all music, video, screen grabs, if you will. Very famous music video screen grabs. If you can guess what the title of the song is, you get yourselves the points, okay? But obviously guess in turn, and I'll spell it out for you as we go along. Okay. So there's one there now, and the questions I'm going to ask you are football clubs, whether they're real or fictional. So all you need to do is guess real or fictional in the comments as fast as you can. And if you are the fastest, then you get to guess first. All right. Your first football club name is Fulchester United. Is that a real or a fictional football club? Fulchester United. Have a guess. We're going to be removing the following square from the board. And it's going to be square number 1. I don't know if that's going to be much help. But that's part of the fun of the game, isn't it? Right, let me just move that out of the way. There we go. So Millie's jumped in the chat pretty fast. She's gone with... oh, quick typo. Brilliant. But gone with real. I just want to see. Let me refresh this because I want to make sure my chat is up to date. Here we go. Right. Most of you are now going with fictional. Chris, I assume you meant fictional when you said no, unless that's coming out of order. Sue's guessed real as well. But most of you are guessing with fictional. It is fictional. Fulchester United is fictional. The first one I'm seeing in the chat on my screen is Emma, though. Emma and Alex. Let's remove number 1 for you there. I'm going to move on, but you can let me know in the comments if you want to have a guess. Feel free. I'll remove 1 from the wheel as well. Your next football club. Again, feel free to guess in the comments, though, Emma and Alex. Naboombu Dirty Yellows. Is that a real or fictional football club? Naboombu Dirty Yellows. Is that a real or fictional football club? And we have some more guesses coming in now. Interesting. Okay. Millie and Emma are going for real again on that one. Looks like Gabby's going for real on this one as well. I have to keep refreshing the list. It's being really slow. Oh, Bruce Springsteen, Born in the USA. It's good, but it's not right. No. These are big, famous songs, though. And that is not this one, I'm afraid. Very iconic music videos, I will say, as well, these have got. Anybody else want to have a guess? Do they think it's real or fictional? And, of course, anybody can have a guess at the until the next one's correct, at least. Anybody can have a guess at the music video. Until we reveal whether this next one is real or fictional. You've all gone with real from what I can see so far. Yeah, Chris has gone with real as well. Number 5 is what we're going to be revealing. But none of you have got it right. It's fictional. Naboombu Dirty Yellows are from Bedknobs and Broomsticks. Incorrect. Okay, alright. Your next one is Playtime Tigers FC. Playtime Tigers. Is that real or fictional? Just have a guess in the comments, real or fictional. And we're going to remove number 5. First one to get it right gets to have a guess at what this music video is. Got some guesses coming in there. Let me see. Sue and the Donuts saying fictional. Gabby saying fictional. Emma's saying fictional. Chris has gone with real. And Gabby again going with fictional. So, Chris, you're absolutely right. Playtime Tigers is a real football club. I can tell you now they play on Grand Bahama, the largest of the Bahamian Islands. Playtime Tigers FC. So, let's remove number 5 and see if the Blackpool Bar Stewards can get this right. If they don't get it right, it's open to anybody else to have a guess. You might need 1 or 2 more. This is a tricky picture. I'm going to move on to the next one, but do still have a guess if you wish. Let's refresh the chat again. Okay. The next football club is Boca Juniors, spelt Jewniors. Boca Juniors, spelt Jewniors. Is that a real or fictional football team? Gabby's gone with fictional. Chris is going with real again. Obviously not sure on the music video though. This is probably the most famous of the three, I would say. Probably. Any more guesses for this one then? Let me refresh my chat again, make sure it's up to date. Okay, we have enough guesses in for both now, so I can tell you now, Boca Juniors, Jewniors. It is a real team from the London Jewish Chronicle League, or at least that's who did sponsor it at the time. Let me see. I think that was then. Emma might have been the first one there. Let's spin the wheel then. Emma and Alex, you can have a guess at this now. Pulp Common People. Yeah, the chat's coming really out of order right now. Alright, Pulp Common People is incorrect. It's older than that. I'll give you a clue. And we're going to remove number 3. It's really tricky, isn't it? I made this one really tricky. I think once we get maybe number 6 and or 9 out the way, that might be enough. We've removed number 3 then. And you can have a guess now, Emma and Alex. Jawas, you get to guess first. The next team, Hounslow Harriers. Is that real or fictional? Hounslow Harriers. And I'm watching to see where your guesses are going to come in. Hounslow Harriers, real or fictional? Yeah, no idea there. Anybody else is welcome to guess. Emma's gone with Hounslow Harriers being real, so is Sue in the Donuts. Flashdance, What a Feeling is a great guess. I can see why you've gone with that, but it is incorrect. Incorrect. Next guesses have come in. Gabby's gone with fictional. That's the first fictional. Everybody else went with real so far. Gabby, it is fictional. Hounslow Harriers is from Bend It Like Beckham. The movie Bend It Like Beckham. So it is fictional. We're going to remove number 4. Let's see if that's of any use to you. Oh yeah, I think we're going to need number 6, aren't we? Number 6 or 9. They're definitely going to be the more helpful ones here. Okay, again, feel free to have a guess. It's quite an iconic moment in this video, I will say. Your next team is Denton Athletic. Is Denton Athletic real or fictional? Time of My Life, Bill Medley. It's incorrect. Right. That team name once again, Denton Athletic. Is that real or fictional? We have Whitney Houston will not somebody. It's incorrect. Again, I can see why you're thinking that, but that is not Whitney Houston in that picture. So no. Okay. Denton Athletic then, real or fictional? Chris straight in there with fictional, as was Sue in the Donuts. Looks like, let me just check. Yeah, Chris was the fastest though. It is fictional. That is from A Touch of Frost. A Touch of Frost randomly had a team called Denton Athletic. Number 8. Oh, this is going to really bug a lot of you, I think, when you work out what this one is. That's a bit more helpful, I suppose. I still think 6 or 9 is going to be what gives you a bigger clue. Although this person, I will give you another clue. Although this person is one of the main focal points of the music video, that is not the artist who sings the song in this music video. But she is the love interest and appears in it throughout. Let me see. Aha, Take On Me. That's incorrect. We move on to the next club. The next one is Fart FC. Literally, F-A-R-T, Fart FC. Is that real or fictional? It's not Dancing on the Ceiling, no. Oh, hold the phone. We've got another guess in. Rick Astley, Never Gonna Give You Up. It's not right, I'm afraid. But Sue and the Donuts have gone with Thriller. That is correct. Let's reveal. The rest of the board. Thriller is the correct answer. Let's take away those other numbers now. She is hiding or about to hide behind the shoulder of Michael Jackson sat next to her in the cinema at the start of the iconic music video for Thriller. Very well done. Right, we'll cover up the board. Sue and the Donuts take the glory for that one. And we move on then to our next one. Let's go with this one. So we've got two more to go. Your next club is Walford Town FC. Walford Town FC, real or fictional? Walford Town FC. I might need some more questions than I have prepared. Emma's gone with fictional there. And Chris as well. Emma and Alex, I'm going to say you got it right fastest. Oh, I need to change my wheel. Hold on. There we go. Right, let's see what we're going to remove then. It is fictional. It is from EastEnders, that one. I didn't tell you, actually, Fart FC was real, by the way. That's a Norwegian football team. So we moved on. But Emma and Alex, we're going to remove number 4 for you. Oh, it's just too far over. Just too far over to be truly helpful. Although, I mean, if you really knew the video well, I'll be amazed if anybody got it from that one. But yes, Fart FC were a Norwegian football team, so that was real. Walford Town's fictional. They are from EastEnders. Any guesses there from Emma and Alex on that one? I'm going to guess no. I'm going to move on. You can still guess, though. It's technically it's still your turn. All right. The next football club is AFC Richmond. Is that real or fictional? AFC Richmond. Real or fictional? Sue's gone with real on the donuts there. Millie's gone with real too. Chris has gone with fictional. Some of you may know this one. It's a bit more current. Let's spin the wheel while we wait. Emma has gone with fictional as well. Chris, I can tell you it is fictional. You were fastest. AFC Richmond is the club from the Ted Lasso TV series, which if you haven't watched, oh my goodness. I've just started watching season 3, which is its last season. It's deliberately only meant to be 3 series long, and I love it. It's so good. AFC Richmond. We're going to remove number 5. This could give it away immediately. So, Chris, Blackpool Bar Stewards, your guess. I think somebody's going to get it right if you don't. Because that, believe it or not, is pretty telling. Again, that's not the person who's responsible for the music, but that is the main focal point of the video. Or that person is, at least. Let's remove that also from the wheel. Oh, and Emma, let me just see. Have you guessed it in the chat? I think it was, technically, it was Chris's go, wasn't it? The Blackpool Bar Stewards. You may have jumped the gun a bit there. Let me just check the chat and see the order of things. It's okay if you didn't pick up on that rule. That's okay. They didn't know, but you did get in there pretty quick. Emma and Alex, you're exactly right. It is Fatboy Slim's weapon of choice. So let me just reveal that for you there. There he is. It's Christopher Walken in there. And again, if you've not seen this music video, please do check it out. Even if you don't like the song, he dances on his own throughout the video in this hotel lobby, and it is phenomenal. One of the best videos. I love it. Emma says that was Argo ages ago. All right, okay. That's fine. the chat is playing up, so it's taking a while to catch up on things. So apologies if I'm getting things out of order. That's just for fun, though, isn't it? Right, I'm going to reset the board for the final time. For the final time this evening. And we move on to our third picture. Okay, this one's a bit older. A little bit older than that last one. Not quite as old as the first one, though. I'll narrow it down a bit. Right. Your next team is Melchester Rovers. Real or fictional? Melchester Rovers. Is that one real or fictional? Okay, Millie's gone with real. Let's get some more guesses in. All right, we've got some other guesses in now. Just refreshing my chat so I can see everything here. Emma's gone with fictional. Emma and Alex gone with fictional. Chris and the Blackpool Bar Stewards. Sue and the Donuts, they both gone with fictional. Pinky and the Brain have gone with real. Let me tell you now, that is fictional. Melchester Rovers is from Roy of the Rovers. It's fictional. Okay, so Emma and Alex, this is definitely your go. And we go on to a new wheel. So, let's see what number we're removing for you. And see if you can get this one right. Number 1. Yes, number 1. Oh, I keep forgetting to do the thing. There we go. Oh, you might need a bit more than this. This is a very favourite song in our house at the moment, with Chrissy and I at least. I'll remove that from the wheel. Emma and Alex, your guess first until we go on to the next question, okay? In the meantime, to keep things moving, if you're not sure, yeah, no idea, thank you, I've just seen that. The next club is San Jose Earthquakes. Is that real or fictional? San Jose Earthquakes. And I'll spin the wheel while we wait, see what number we're going to be removing this time. Oh, straight back in there with some more guesses then. Let's have a look and see who was fastest. We're going to be removing number 7 this time. Might be a bit more helpful. Emma and Alex very quickly back in there with real, and Sue and the Donuts have gone with real as well. I'm going to remove number 7, and Emma and Alex, the Jawas, you get to guess again. You were fastest. On both my screens this time it came through. I do think maybe with one more screen, one more square removed, somebody's going to get this right. This is, again, an iconic music video from this particular decade. Let's see. Any ideas on this one? And I'll get the next team ready to say, but I'm keeping an eye out. Pinky and the Brain went with fictional on that one. That's just come up as well. Okay, pass, thank you. Warbury Warriors. Is that real or fictional? Warbury Warriors. San Jose Earthquakes is real, and that's Major League Soccer, by the way, just to clarify. But Warbury Warriors is your next one. Fictional. Oh, we have a guess in there already in the chat. I will say that the answer to that question, now we've got some more guesses in, it is fictional. Warbury Warriors is what used to be Striker in the Sun. I imagine it's not in there anymore, but back in the day, so to speak, it was a fictional team. Chris of the Blackpool Bar Stewards has guessed Sledgehammer. Is Sledgehammer correct, though? Let's have a look. It is correct. Very well done. This is Peter Gabriel's Sledgehammer music video with the train track, obviously, running around his head. There we go. That's it. Well done. The final bonus points of the evening. However you want to give yourself points for this game, I don't mind. 1,000,000 points to everybody who got some points in this round. Let's just say that way. Doesn't really matter. It's just good fun, and I hope you enjoyed that. Let's move on just to our final screen of the evening. So, yes, don't forget, the next Facebook Live show is the 11th of April, okay? Next week is Patreon, so I look forward to meeting all the Patreons again there over Google Meet, and we'll do Blockbusters, and then we'll do Jeopardy, or the other way around. We'll see how it goes, I don't mind. And then the week after, I've got the week off, okay? And we'll be back here doing similar to this, different quiz rounds on the 11th of April. Chris says, "I know that jaw anywhere." Yes, very good. It's currently my wife's favourite song again. Yeah, it's come back round on like Spotify playlists and things, and we're like, oh, and yeah, it's been on quite a lot, so that's cool. I like that song. Yeah, good. All right, well, thanks very much for watching, everybody. I hope you've all enjoyed yourselves and had a laugh on a Tuesday evening, and I look forward to greeting Patrons again next week and everybody else in a couple of weeks' time. Take care, everybody. Stay safe. Leave a like on the video before you move on, and check out my other content. The link is in the description if you don't follow me already. We much appreciated for all the shares and support, as always, for what we do here at Big Quiz Night In. Okay, I'll see you all same time next time for more of the same fun. Cheers. Good night.